Good morning, student. Today's is topic about the azygous vein. So, what is actual meaning of azygous? Azygous means unpaired veins. So, these are the unpaired vein which drains the thoracic wall and the upper lumbar region. Okay, so this azygous vein, right? So this what is function of vein? Vein, it carries the deoxygenated blood, and finally this deoxygenated blood, it will go into the right atrium via the superior or inferior vena cava. Okay, so this vein, azygous vein, it is a communicating channel between the superior and the inferior vena cava. Okay, so that the azygous is term which means a single, that I have already told you that it is a unpaired. Okay, azygous means unpaired. Again, it connects the superior vena cava with inferior vena cava. This azygous system of veins, it consists of azygous vein, hemiazygous vein and accessory hemiazygous vein, and these veins are present in front of thoracic vertebral column. Okay, and it will venous drainage from the thorax and upper lumbar region. Then azygous system of veins. So whatever the venous drainage on right side, it will be by azygous vein. Okay, so I have already told you that it is a unpaired vein, so it is around right side. The venous drainage is through the azygous vein, while on the left side there is hemiazygous vein and accessory hemiazygous vein. It's also called as a superior and inferior azygous hemiazygous vein respectively. Okay, now the formation, how the azygous vein is formed, it is very important. So for azygous vein you have to be go and practice this diagram. Okay, so anatomy, it is basically how you are going to do study of anatomy. It is basically learn by practicing diagrams again and again. Okay, so everything is given in the diagram itself. So how this azygous vein is formed, this this is the right ascending lumbar vein. So whatever the venous drainage, that what this vein contains, it is consists of deoxygenated blood. Okay, so from whatever the region, it will carries the deoxygenated blood from lumbar region, that is right ascending lumbar vein, and this is the right subcostal vein. Okay, so we have learned that there are intercostal space. So this is the right subcostal vein. Both of them, it will form this azygous vein. So this long is this azygous vein. Okay, in some part, that lower part of abdomen, there may be a lumbar azygous vein that communicating this two junction to this renal vein. Okay, so how this azygous vein it is formed by? It is formed by the right ascending lumbar veins and the right subcostal vein. So this is the azygous vein. This azygous vein, finally it will drain into the posterior aspect of the superior vena cava. Okay, then now we'll see the course. So after this thoracic azygous vein, along with the aorta, through the aortic opening in the diaphragm, it pierces the diaphragm. So in this diagram also you can see, this is the diaphragm. It pierces this diaphragm along with the aorta. Okay, along with the aorta, it ascends. After piercing this, it will ascends and present in the in the thorax region, and at the level of T4, it makes an arch of azygous vein. This is the arch of azygous vein, and finally drain into the posterior aspect of superior vena cava. Okay. Then now we'll see the relationship of this azygous vein. So this is azygous vein. It consists of anteriorly esophagus, posteriorly 8 thoracic vertebrae is there. On right side, this grey color lines are of lungs, and ये जो छोटी thin line दिख रही है, it is a pleura. Okay. So on right side there is the right lung and the pleura, while on the left side this is the thoracic duct and the ascending aorta. Okay, so this is the relation of the azygous vein at the level of 8 thoracic vertebrae. These are anteriorly esophagus and the diaphragm. On right side, right lung and the pleura. Posteriorly by the thoracic vertebrae, 8 thoracic vertebrae. On the left side, thoracic duct and the descending thoracic aorta. Okay, but if you take a section on the upper part, so on the upper part, okay, on upper part left side में क्या रहेगा azygous vein के trachea and the esophagus and vagus nerve in upper part. Okay, so ये जो left का relationship है ये lower part and upper part में अलग है. lower part में क्या रहेगा thoracic duct and descending thoracic aorta. अगर अपर पार्ट पे देखा जाए तो ईसोफेगस, ट्रकिया एंड वेगस नर्व, इट विल बी ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड. Then the tributaries. Again this diagram comes. Okay, if you go through this again, this diagram comes. So in this you can see these are all tributaries, right? These are all tributaries of azygous vein. So this first posterior intercostal vein, this is the first posterior intercostal vein. Before that we will just see, this is the superior vena cava, this is inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava is divided into the right brachiocephalic vein and the left brachiocephalic vein. So first tributaries is the first posterior intercostal vein. It will directly drain into the right brachiocephalic vein. Okay, while the second, third and the fourth intercostal vein together form one common vein is called as a right superior intercostal vein. Okay, so it called as a right superior intercostal vein, and this common vein it will drain into this azygous vein, while the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th intercostal vein, it will directly drain into this azygous vein. Here you can see this is directly drain into this azygous vein, while the right subcostal vein also directly drain into this azygous vein. At the level of T8 thoracic vertebrae, so this is at this level T8 thoracic vertebrae is present. So on upper border it receives tributary, that is accessory hemiazygous vein, and at the lower border of T8 thoracic vertebrae it receives tributary, this is the hemiazygous vein. Okay, along with it also receives tributaries from esophageal, then mediastinal and pericardial veins. Okay, so one more time I am repeating this. This is the first posterior intercostal vein, directly drain into the right brachiocephalic vein, while second, third, fourth it will form common vein, that is the superior right superior intercostal vein, it will drain into azygous vein. Then 5th to 11th directly drain into azygous vein, right subcostal vein directly drain into azygous vein, while it also receive tributaries from accessory hemiazygous vein and hemiazygous vein along with. Okay, Even it receives several small that is esophageal, pericardial and the mediastinal veins. Okay, so in this again the same thing, that in addition it receives right bronchial vein near the terminal end of the azygous vein. Then the hemiazygous vein. So this hemiazygous vein is formed by the union of, so again this hemiazygous, it is a mirror image of the lower part of azygous vein. So if you have seen carefully, it is a mirror image of lower part of azygous vein. So that's why it also called as inferior hemiazygous vein. ओके, सो एकदम मिरर इमेज है ये, अच्छे से देखो ये बिल्कुल मिरर इमेज है. सो हाउ दिस हेमियाजाइगस वेन इज फॉर्म? दिस हेमियाजाइगस वेन, it is formed by again by the left ascending lumbar vein and left subcostal vein. It may also left lumbar azygous vein may be present. Okay, so it is the hemiazygous vein. How this course of hemiazygous vein? This hemiazygous vein, so this hemiazygous vein, after piercing the left crus of the diaphragm, ascend on the left side, overlap along with the aorta. Okay, then what are the tributaries? Here in this diagram you can see what are the tributaries of this. 9th intercostal vein, 9th, 10th and 11th and left subcostal vein. These are the tributaries, okay, along with the esophageal veins. Then accessory hemiazygous vein, it is a mirror image of the upper part of azygous vein. Okay, so it is begin at the medial end of the 4th intercostal space, descend on the side of this vertebral column. At the level of 8th thoracic vertebrae, it turns to the right, passes behind the aorta and the thoracic duct to join this. Okay, how it receives tributaries? It receives tributaries from 5th to 8th. So in this you can also see it is mirror image. Okay, it is a mirror image of upper part of azygous vein, receive tributaries 5th to 8th intercostal vein, and at the upper border of thoracic vertebrae, it turns on right side to finally drain on azygous vein. Now next is a thoracic duct. So what is thoracic duct? Basically the thoracic duct, it is the part of lymphatic. So next is a thoracic duct. So basically thoracic duct is a part of lymphatic system and it is the largest lymphatic vessels in our body. It measures about 45 centimeters in length. What is actual function of thoracic duct? So we have seen that venous fluid, venous drainage and lymphatic drainage. So what is the basic difference? In venous drainage, deoxygenated blood, whatever the deoxygenated blood will be formed in our body, then it will goes into the superior vena cava, into via superior inferior vena cava, it will goes finally into right atrium, and from right atrium it will goes into lungs for oxygenation, right? Then what about the lymphatic system? So lymphatic system, it is a tissue fluid. So whatever tissue fluid is formed, it may be consist of waste material, then the toxin, then bacteria, then viruses. Okay, so that is the lymphatic fluid. In the lymphatic system, it consists of some of lymphatic vessels and lymphatic lymph node is also there. Okay, so in this section you have seen the lymph node also. So this all together it form a lymphatic system. So thoracic duct, again I am telling that is largest lymphatic vessel in the body. Okay, so it extends from the upper part of the abdomen to the lower part of neck. सो इतनी बड़ी होती है ये thoracic duct. Okay, then it is very beaded in appearance. Why beaded in appearance? Because it consists of this thoracic duct. It is made up of various walls. मतलब बीच बीच में बहुत सारे walls है. Due to this wall present, whatever the lymphatic fluid will be there, it will be accumulated in the specific region. So that's why it is very beaded in appearance. Okay, so that is the reason. So it has so many valves. Then this thoracic duct, how it is course? So it is started from this is the cisterna chylis there. Okay, so this thoracic duct, it is the big cisterna chylis L1 L2. So from the upper end of cisterna chyli, this thoracic duct begins. Okay, in this diagram you also seen it is very beaded appearance. Okay, so at the level of T12, it pierces the diaphragm, okay, along with aorta and the azygous vein. So it pierces it through the aortic opening. It will now enter into the thoracic cavity. Okay, in the thoracic cavity, it is present in the posterior mediastinum. So this is the posterior mediastinum. So it is present in between this azygous vein and the descending thoracic aorta. Okay, then at the level of T4, this thoracic duct travel from right side to the left side. It moves from right side to the left side, right? And now this it is coming in the superior mediastinum. Okay, in the superior mediastinum. In the neck, so I have already told you that the superior vena cava is divided into the two parts, that is the right and left brachiocephalic vein. Okay, each brachiocephalic vein divided into the two parts, that is subclavian vein and internal jugular vein. Okay, so on the left side, so this thoracic duct finally drain at the midpoint between the left subclavian vein and left internal jugular vein. So it is drained in between this. Okay, so this course is very easy, that it started from the upper end of the cisterna chyli, then it pierces, it enters into the aorta through this aortic opening. So one more time I will just revise this. It's very easy course is this. So the thoracic duct, it begins at the upper end of the cisterna chyli, then it pierces this diaphragm along with through the aortic opening. So naturally along with aorta there is a thoracic duct and azygous vein. Then it enters into the thoracic cavity and it is present in the posterior mediastinum. Here in this board diagram you can see it is it is present in posterior mediastinum. At the level of T4, it turns on the left side and now it is a part of superior mediastinum. In the lower part of neck, it finally drain in between the left subclavian vein and left internal jugular vein. So this is the course. Now the relationship. So the relationship in your book is divided into the various region is there. So first is this at the level of aortic opening. So at the level of aortic opening, in this you can see there is anteriorly there is a diaphragm. So this is the diaphragm. Then here there will be posteriorly vertebral column is there. On the right side there is a azygous vein is there. and on the left side there is the aorta is there. Okay, so this is the relationship at the level of aortic opening, that is in diaphragm. Then in the posterior mediastinum, as this posterior mediastinum, basically in this you can see, in the posterior mediastinum anteriorly there is a diaphragm and the esophagus. Okay, anteriorly there is a diaphragm and esophagus. Posteriorly there is a thoracic vertebrae, and on the right side there is a azygous vein, and while on the left side there is a descending thoracic aorta. Okay, so on the left side there is a descending thoracic aorta. Okay, so one more time I am going to revise. This is anteriorly there is a diaphragm, then esophagus, then this is the right pleural recess is there. Posteriorly there is a vertebral column, posterior intercostal arteries, and the terminal part of hemiazygous vein. And on the left side there is a azygous vein, on the right side there is a azygous vein, and on the left side there is a descending thoracic aorta. Okay, then the next is the at the level of superior mediastinum. So in superior mediastinum anteriorly there is arch of aorta. So here you can see this is the arch of aorta. Okay, and the origin of subclavian artery is there. Okay, at this level, okay, then arch of aorta, origin of this, then again posterior vertebral column is there on the right side. Okay, so this is the thoracic duct is there. So on the right side there is a in the superior mediastinum anteriorly there is arch of aorta and origin of subclavian artery. Posterior there is a vertebral column. On the right side there is esophagus, and on the left side there is a pleura. And again in the neck there are so many structures related with the thoracic duct. These are anteriorly there will be the left common carotid artery, then left vagus and left internal jugular vein. Posteriorly there is vertebral artery, sympathetic trunk, thyrocervical trunk, left phrenic artery, medial border of scalenus artery, prevertebral fascia, and the first part of subclavian arteries. Now moving to these tributaries. So what are their tributaries? So these are the lumbar lymph trunks, and these are the lumbar. This is the intestinal lymph trunk, that whatever the lymphatic fluids from the intestine, then it will goes to the cisterna chyli. Then it receives the lymph below the diaphragm. Okay, so it receives the lymph both of the halves below the diaphragm and left half above the diaphragm. ओके ये समझ में आया कि डायफ्राम के जस्ट नीचे का जो एब्डोमिनल पार्ट है वो थोरैसिक डक्ट लिम्फेटिक ड्रेनेज हो जाएगा, और थोरैसिक कैविटी का लेफ्ट साइड, राइट साइड नहीं. सो लेफ्ट साइड, thoracic cavity की left side, it will be lymphatic drainage, it will goes into the thoracic duct. Okay, so it is received the descending thoracic lymph trunk. Then in the thorax, this thoracic duct receive lymph from posterior mediastinal nodes, from small intestinal nodes. Then at the level of neck, it receive lymphatics from the neck. ये जो है ये lymphatics कहाँ से लाएगा? neck से, via the left jugular lymph trunk, from upper limb via the left subclavian lymph trunk. So neck से कहाँ से आएगा? neck का lymphatic drainage via left jugular lymph trunk, और upper limb का lymphatic drainage via left subclavian lymph trunk, and the left bronchomediastinal lymph trunk it will be finally drain into the thoracic duct. Okay, so this is the tributaries received by this thoracic duct. But the one question arises, if this drain only left side of thoracic cavity, what about right side? On the right side, there is a right lymphatic trunk is there. Okay, so right lymphatic vessels is there, or you can see right lymphatic trunk is received. So it receives tributaries from right bronchomediastinal trunk, then from neck via right jugular trunk, and from upper limb right subclavian trunk. It will drain into the right lymphatic trunk, and it finally drain into the same at the junction of so right lymphatic duct is finally drain into the right lymphatic duct, that is a common duct form, and then it finally drain in between the right and left, right इंटरनल जुगुलर वेन एंड राइट सबक्लेवियन वेन. सो ये जैसे यहाँ पे थोरेसिक डक्ट फॉर्म की है ना लेफ्ट साइड में, वैसे ही राइट साइड में राइट लिम्फेटिक डक्ट रहती है. ठीक है, उसमें कौन कौन ड्रेन करता है? राइट जुगुलर ट्रंक, राइट सबक्लेवियन ट्रंक एंड राइट ब्रोंकोमीडियास्टिनल ट्रंक. ओके, द राइट लिम्फेटिक तो सेम है. So thoracic duct leave from the both lower limbs, abdominal cavity, left side of the thorax and left upper limb, and the left side of the neck. Thank you.